All right, batten down those hatches and lock those doors. Get ready to go chasing some storms. Sean, today we are doing the 1996 movie Twister.
What's that in the distance out there?
What's that?
You see that weird funnel looking cloud thing?
Yeah,
You better get in the basement.
I'm gonna hop in my truck.
I don't know. You might want to get downstairs.
Yeah. um, Before we get into today's film, we are going to talk about some celebrity movie news, upcoming films, what have you. Sean, you got anything to start us off?
Oi, that was diabolical. Two more episodes left of the boys.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm so pumped.
I This has been a really good season. Um, I'm I don't know. I mean, if you're watching the show, you know that their main objective, spoilers, is to kill Homelander. I'm not going to say any more than that if you haven't started the new season, but you know that's the goal of this season.
And where we're at with two episodes left, at least myself, I have no clue how that's going to happen.
I Again, I have not watched the latest episode because I wasn't able to yesterday, but um, I can only imagine. They've tried some of the stuff they come up with this in this season's crazy, and I'm curious where it's going to go from here. I can only imagine it got even crazier in last night's
It
episode.
was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a crazy ending.
Oh, jeez. Might have to go home tonight and watch it.
Might have to. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the last two episodes of that. It's been a phenomenal show from
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yes. Yeah, things got a little weird, and I'd say the last season or two, but this one they've really, I'd say, redeemed themselves. They've done really good. Kind of gone back to form how kind of wanted things to go. To this point, I think.
Yeah,
Um. So yeah, I'm excited.
yeah, same here. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Um. I don't know. I don't know much about the Met Gala. Do you know anything about the Met Gala?
No, I don't.
The Met Gala is an annual fundraising benefit for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City, acting as the primary fundraising source for the department, known as Fashion's Biggest Night. It marks the opening of the Costume Institute's annual spring expedition, with 2026's theme focusing on costume art.
Oh wow.
The 2026 event cost $100,000 per person, with tables starting at $350,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes, it is crazy. And one of the crazier ones out of this was Sarah Paulson, who went in a bit of a political direction on this night. Obviously, we know her from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
She wore, okay, I'm going to butcher some of these words because some of these are French and I don't know anything about fashion. I am a jeans and not even jeans and t-shirt. I'm a jeans and cutoffs kind of guy.
Larry the Cable Guy right here.
Yeah, essentially. She wore a gray tulle gown from Meteris Fecales, however you pronounce that, from their 2026 collection called the 1%. She accessorized it with a dollar bill mask covering her face. I'll show you a picture here.
Oh wow.
And from my understanding, it was to protest the 1%. Now, I'm not going to get too political in any of this, but the whole to be part of the 1%, you have to, it's kind of debated, but basically what I gathered was you have to have a net worth of about $10 million or more. Sarah Paulson herself has a net worth of about $12 million.
I was just gonna say she's probably pretty close to that. Anyway.
Yes, so she is protesting the 1% while actively being a part of the 1%.
That stuff just rubs me the wrong way.
I appreciate people trying to look out for us little people, but sometimes you gotta just take a step back and look at yourself.
Yes.
It just comes off the wrong way. But
yeah, think about that before you do it.
yes, I mean, granted that she wasn't the only one, but I'm sure with a controversial one. I mean, they all these celebrities always try to be, had a lot of these types of events. They try to be controversial. Basically, whatever is going to make them stand out the most.
Yeah.
A lot of them probably have the idea that no PR is bad PR.
Probably.
All right, moving on. What else you got?
So, Daredevil, the Born Again season 2 just finished up this week.
Yes, I got 2 episodes to finish.
Nice. I won't get into any spoilers, but the finale of the season was really good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out. As of Wednesday night, it had a 9.6 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Which at the time was the highest rated single show for any MCU show. Or
That's
single
crazy.
episode for any MCU
That's
show.
crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Because I even thought the last episode of the, I guess, first season, if you want to call it that, was really good.
That was too, yeah.
I really enjoyed that. So I'm not saying they can't top it, but if they're going to, I'm excited to see how they do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited because now next week we're leading right into the Punisher special.
Yes, I've been super excited for that. And I've heard, and again, this is just speculation, I've heard that is going to jump right into the Spider-Man movie with him.
And that would be interesting. And I won't get into it, seeing you haven't seen it yet, but there's people saying that the ending of Daredevil leads into that as well.
All right, I guess I will find out when I get a chance to watch it here this weekend.
Yeah.
So what movies we got coming out here? We got Mortal Kombat coming out tomorrow.
That's coming out. Yeah, summer movie season starting.
Yes, I am super excited.
Even though it's 40 degrees outside right now.
It does not feel like summer around here. It has been such a cold spring. Like, I'm used to rainy springs. I'm used to hot springs. This has just been a cold, miserable spring.
It really has.
I guarantee you it's going to be like a light switch, though. Usually we hit that light switch by this point, but it has not been this year. Usually we're like looking at least 70s.
Yeah, not 45 for a high.
Yeah, and I have been out working every day in it, and it sucks. Really, and I've had the wind in my face the whole time.
Yeah, that sucks.
So it's going to be like a light switch here, I'm sure. We're going to have these days where it's cold, 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 and then the next day it's going to be 80 degrees, and it's just going to stay that way.
Probably.
And we're not going to look back.
Yeah. Yeah, along with Mortal Kombat, The Sheep Detectives comes out this weekend.
I know a little bit about it. I know it's Hugh Jackman, and he's something to do with sheep, apparently.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a family fun.
I was going to say, it definitely looks like one of his family films, for sure.
It does. It's no Wolverine movie.
No. I can't say I'm probably not going to... I'm not going to go to the theaters and see it.
Yeah.
Depending on what people say, maybe I'll watch it when it comes out to home video. Jeez, sounds like growing up in the 90s, obviously.
Right, yeah.
When it comes on streaming or something.
Yeah, there you go. My
Yeah.
kids want to see it, so I might take them.
Okay.
It looks funny.
Yeah, my son knows nothing about it, so I'm not gonna spend the money.
Okay.
What else you got there, Sean?
So, Brendan Fraser, he was just on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel, I believe.
Yes.
He just announced that he's starting to get back into shape to play Rick O'Connell in The Mummy 4.
He has been looking really good since his comeback.
He has.
Every time I see him make like a public appearance since he first kind of... What was the movie? His comeback movie was The Whale.
The Whale.
Which I still have yet to see, but it looks like such a good movie.
It's supposed to be really good.
I do really want to see it. That was like his big comeback movie, and every time I see him since then, he just looks better and better. Good for him, too, because anyone who's ever struggled with weight loss understands that it is no easy feat.
For sure, exactly.
I'd say he's probably got a little more advantage. He's got a little more money. He probably can, he has probably more time on his hands, and he can afford to probably pay someone to help him get in shape.
Probably.
But I am happy to see him. I've always loved Brendan Fraser. Grew up loving the Mummy movies, and I'm excited to see him come back to that series. And I'm excited to see him in action films again.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember George of the Jungle?
That was awesome.
How ripped he was in that?
He was insanely ripped.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And that was just a comedy.
Yeah.
That wasn't even...
Family comedy.
Yeah. That wasn't even like...
a Marvel movie or anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was before all these characters got in shape for all these Marvel movies and whatnot. Now, he's... I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him in a Marvel movie here soon.
No one either. And actually, I've read in the past just, fun things that if they made the Avengers or the Guardians of the Galaxy back in the 90s, he would have been a good Star-Lord.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
So could I.
He's got that same vibe to him.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm super excited for The Mummy 4. That's one of my favorite movie series, especially because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really say series. The third one, I could leave that one out, but the first two are just phenomenal movies.
Yeah.
So I'm really pumped to see the fourth one.
So I'm going to go back to the Spider-Man movie for a minute.
Yeah.
Speculations on that. So I was under the assumption that we'd be following potential spoilers, everybody. I was under the assumption that we'd potentially be getting the Man Spider on film.
Okay.
I am retracting that, and now I think it's going to be the symbiote.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. Looking back at the trailer and looking at certain things that are happening within the trailer, I'm like, I think the symbiote's coming into this, and that's I think the other reason we might get Frank Castle in this. Before I thought it was because Frank Castle was going to hunt the Man Spider, but now I think it's going to be him versus the symbiote Spider-Man.
Actually, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen, is that the symbiote would be in here. I don't know if we'll see a Venom in this movie.
I don't think we will. We might see the beginnings of a Venom.
Maybe.
I don't think we will see Venom. I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw an Eddie Brock. And I would hope that they avoided the mistake they made in the first one, where they in the original Spider-Man 3, where they just tried to shove it all into one movie.
Yeah.
Because that story really needs to be broken up into a few different parts. Obviously, I don't think this is going to follow quite the same formula as Spider-Man 3 did. Minus the fact that he's going to have like 100 different bad guys in it
That's
again.
the thing. I know.
I'm curious to see how this is going to go, but
because the same thing happened with the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes,
a million villains in the second one, and that was it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why do you guys keep doing this?
Yeah.
So let's hope that they don't throw. I mean, I was even they had a lot of bad guys in the third Tom Holland Spider-Man, but they actually pulled it off in that one.
They did. That's true. Yeah.
Does Spider-Man just have too many enemies?
Maybe he's hated too much.
Yeah. Too many of his enemies just hate him.
Yeah. That stupid high schooler, you know?
Yeah.
Won't let us alone.
But I am, I'm sure a lot of people are very curious to pick up on where we left Peter Parker after everybody's memories were erased of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad they left it open for a fourth. I'm glad we are getting that fourth. So we will see where it goes from here. I hope it's not a flop. I hope it does really good.
I think it'll do well.
They really haven't had any misses with the Spider-Mans, luckily.
No,
knock on wood.
With Disney, they've been doing really good.
Yes, yeah.
And actually, as of a couple days ago, this has been 10 years already since Tom Holland's been in the MCU. He came out.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant since the last movie. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
no. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he debuted in Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
That was in 2016 already.
Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is very crazy. Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember, but it's like, I have a hard time believing that. I still have a hard time believing we have 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man films.
So do I.
Not
honestly.
to mention Infinity War and Endgame. Granted, he wasn't I guess Infinity War he played a pretty big part in. Endgame, he wasn't really there till the end, closer to the end of the film. But still, he played a big part in both those films.
Yeah, he did.
Or at least in the second one, he was a big driving force in the film.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes, I'm super excited to see all these. I really want to see Marvel get back on their feet. And I think they are starting to do that. I think this will be another Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool Wolverine, I think was definitely a step in the right direction. I'm hoping this will be another step in the right direction. I don't know exactly why they've had such a hard time lately, but maybe they've kind of looked back at their old formula and be like, okay, this is what we got to do to start making successful movies again.
Yeah, give what people want.
Yeah, I don't want to see the same story repeated every time. Granted, superheroes are just kind of like that. So you got to take a little, you got to understand that going into it. You're going to get roughly, the hero origin, especially if it's a new superhero being introduced.
Yeah, villain's going to be very similar to this hero.
Yeah. I've heard some people complain about RDJ, playing Doom, and I'm like, I get it, but I also he's brought in a lot of money to the MCU, and of course, they're going to bank on somebody who's brought them a lot of money, a lot of success.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can't blame them.
In the long run, that's what they're there for.
Yeah. And it could be interesting to see one of our favorite superheroes turned into one of the biggest bad guys. Minus Thanos, but he, I mean, with the way it is, he might be stronger than Thanos.
He might be.
So we will see.
So the last thing I just wanted to share, it's not really news per se. I come across this once in a while, and it's probably wishful hoping and wishful reading. But the last Bond movie, it's been, 6 years since that came out now?
Yes.
James Bond. And they still haven't casted a new actor to play Bond, which to me is appalling. I can't believe they haven't pumped that out yet. But once in a while, I read that Pierce Brosnan said he's open to coming back for one film. He played Bond back in the 90s and early 2000s.
That was the first Bond movie I liked, was Die Another Day.
Okay.
Mostly because of the Madonna song in it.
Oh,
but
sure.
it was an entertaining film.
It was. And that was Pierce Brosnan's last Bond film.
Yes.
I think that was in 2002. Actually, that was the first DVD I ever bought.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I would love to see him come back for just one more movie, make it a continuation of his Bond films, and make it a slow burn, gritty, dark, Logan-style kind of movie, but in a James Bond form.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be
really with
neat.
the way they do the James, I don't know as much about the James Bond universe as you do, but I do believe like every time they get a new James Bond, it's kind of a different universe, like kind of a reset on button, isn't it?
Yeah,
in some ways,
it's kind of hard to explain that one because it's one of those things where Bond's been around for like 70 years, and obviously the character isn't that old,
right?
So like everybody, like you said, every time it's a new actor, it's kind of a reset. Some of the older ones, they kind of just flowed right into the next one, and there wasn't a reset. But from Pierce Brosnan to Daniel Craig was essentially a reboot,
right?
And from Timothy Dalton to Pierce Brosnan was almost a reboot.
Okay.
But when you had from like Sean Connery to Roger Moore, a lot of the supporting cast were the same actors, so they just kind of, he was the same character. Just
actor. That would have been really cool to see the Logan type deal with Sean Connery. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but that would have been. He would have been a really cool character to do that.
That would have been really neat.
But unfortunately, we will never see that.
No. And when Skyfall came out in 2012, they did ask Sean Connery to cameo in there.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him to play the caretaker of the Skyfall mansion.
Okay.
Which would have been awesome, but he turned it down.
That's depressing, because I know he had pretty much given up on acting at that point. Basically, I think League of Extraordinary Men, or Gentlemen, was his last film. Yeah. Which is crazy for me, because that has to be like 20 years ago now.
That was early 2000s, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a long time since that has come out.
Yeah.
I know that one wasn't received the best, but I did enjoy that one. I thought it was a very fun film.
So did I.
And I always wanted a sequel. Nowadays, there's no way we're getting a sequel to that. The only thing I wouldn't be surprised if we got a reboot. I know we got... there was a series based on it for a little bit, but I don't think that got real far.
Okay.
My wife started watching it, but it was really slow. I didn't really care for it.
Okay.
I could definitely see a reboot coming out.
I could at some point, yeah.
Just because they're rebooting everything, and
yeah,
some good, some bad though. Like some reboots, it's like, oh, thank God, we got the movie we wanted. I know I talked to you about what's the movie that I'm excited about coming out this fall. It's
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yes, thank you. Now I've never seen the original. I think there's 2 other Street Fighters. I have not seen either one of them, but this one looks really good, and I think it's trying to stay as faithful to the game as you can be, at least to whatever storyline is out there.
Okay.
Of course, the original game didn't really have much of a storyline. It was just an arcade game.
Yeah.
And they just kind of threw some random story in there.
Wasn't Jean-Claude Van Damme in the first one?
I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't seen those either. But.
No, I'm actually thinking about going back and watching them with that coming out now.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll have to do that too.
Just because, like I said, I really am excited for that film. It just looks like a really fun time to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I do want to... Not a lot of people like the original Mortal Kombats. I enjoy them. Not my favorite films, but they're in part of it's probably like Mario. Nostalgia.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because that was... There were not a lot of video game based movies when we were kids.
No, there wasn't.
You had Mario and you had like Mortal Kombat. I kind of think there's probably a couple others, but those are the ones that come off the top of my head to begin with.
Just like I said before, just as long as Johnny Cage doesn't die by falling in
right, yeah.
in the new one.
No, I am actually really excited to see Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Like, I think this movie is definitely going to focus heavily on him.
I'm sure it will.
But he just looks awesome as Johnny Cage. I'm like, how do they do it? How does Carl Urban do it?
We'll see. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
so.
I do. Yeah, I might try to see it this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, that was that. I didn't have much for news this week. That was all I really had.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Well, with no further ado, we will get into the movie. So, today we are talking about the 1996 film Twister, an action-adventure following storm chasers Jo and her estranged husband Bill as they navigate a severe Oklahoma tornado outbreak. They aim to deploy Dorothy, a groundbreaking data-gathering device, to improve warning time while competing against a rival, better-funded team. Hey, I didn't screw up too much on that one.
There's no French in that one.
Yeah, right. So this movie is starring Helen Hunt as Jo, Bill Paxton as Bill. Who else we got here? I should have pulled this up before we started. We got Bill. We got Jamie Gertz as Dr. Melissa Reeves. How do you pronounce his name? Carl Elwes?
Carrie Elways.
Carrie Elways, okay, as Dr. Jonas Miller. He is the bad guy in this film. The late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty. Probably one of my favorite characters in this film.
That was a kind of fun, odd character for him to play.
We have Alan Ruck as Robert Rabbit, or his nickname is Rabbit in the film. I think you'll probably remember him from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I haven't seen that, believe it or not.
You've never seen that film?
No.
Oh my
I don't know how. I know Alan Ruck he's the captain of the Enterprise in Star Trek Generations.
Oh, is he? Okay. We have Sean Whalen as Alan Sanders. I don't know much he's been in. I actually do see him on TikTok, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Quite often, yeah. This being one of his better known films, for sure. We have Scott Thomas as Jason, Todd Field as Tim, Joey Slotnick as Joey. They went real far with naming that one. Wendell Josepher as Haynes. Jeremy Davies as Lawrence. This guy, he shows up in the background of a lot of movies.
He is.
Or a lot of shows.
Yeah, he was on the TV show Lost.
Yes, yeah, Lost. I think he was in... What was it? Justified for a little bit.
Okay.
There's been other movies I've seen him in.
He was in Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, yeah.
One thing I remember him
Yeah, nothing like... He's never played... As far as I know, he's never played, like, a big main character. But he's just in the background of a lot of movies.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a job like that.
Yeah, right? And then we have Zach Greiner as Eddie, the driver with... What was his name? Carrie Elways?
Oh, yeah, with Dr. Jonas Miller.
Yes. So yeah, this film, I was so afraid of this film when I was a kid because I was afraid of the idea of tornadoes. Like, I just always figured anytime there was a storm, there was going to be a tornado.
Have you ever seen a tornado?
I've never seen one in person. No.
I haven't either. If you knew you were going to be safe and no one was going to get hurt, I think it'd be super cool to see one.
Yes.
From a distance.
Yeah. As a firefighter, I was always kind of that way about wildland fires.
Okay.
Not that any fire is a good fire, but I got real excited when I would fight wildland fires as opposed to a house fire. Because people weren't losing their homes. At least not as often. People still can in wildland fires. Obviously, ask the people in California or anyone who, I mean, we live in the woods. It is common around. It is possible around here, and it's very unfortunate when it happens. But if you can stop it before it reaches someone's house, it is such a great feeling.
I bet. Yeah, I bet that is.
And yeah, it's just like if we can get this done before it reaches anyone's house. I fought like a 600-acre fire once, and I don't think we lost a single home.
Oh wow!
Which is crazy to me.
Wow.
But back into the film, I don't think a single member of this cast that I'm aware of has had any major role to do with an Avengers film, a Marvel film.
Now that you say that, I don't think so.
Bill Paxton was in the TV series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, was it?
But I think he was only in a few episodes, and obviously he didn't make a big enough impact in that to be remembered throughout the MCU.
Yeah. And I don't even know if that's 100% truly.
I don't believe it's canon anymore.
I don't think so.
I believe they decanonized that because there were a lot of things they wanted to change.
Yeah, okay.
Because as we know, like Daredevil, Punisher, that was all up in the air for a while, whether that was canon or not. Now it is canon, but it wasn't. It was not fully canon for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This was directed by what was his name?
Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont. Yes, I had it because I memorized it because I would have definitely mispronounced it. Written by. I am so bad with names. Michael Crichton, is that how you pronounce his name?
Michael Crichton.
Crichton and Anne-Marie Martin, which if you know Michael Crichton, you know Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Which, once I heard that he was a writer on this, that really didn't surprise me, because this had kind of a Jurassic Park feel to it, with the weather as opposed to dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
But that big looming thing,
Right. And actually, speaking of Michael Crichton, at the time, this was the most expensive screenplay ever. The studio paid Michael Crichton $2 million for his script.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Would they pay me $2 million for anything? Anything? What can I produce that is worth $2 million?
Right. I'll write you a book.
Yeah. I'll write you anything you want. Obviously, we got a sequel last year of this film, Twisters, which you and I have been discussing as well, which, although you could almost, it is a sequel to the film, you could almost consider it a film completely on its own, because there is not a lot tying it to this film. There's definitely a few throwbacks, but to my knowledge, they don't really mention any characters from this original movie.
And there's no characters in both films.
No, not a single one that I'm aware of. Bill Paxton's son played a small part in it.
Yes.
But that is all. That is like the, and then of course the main character kind of looked like Helen Hunt's character in this, at least the way she dressed. And there was red Dodge trucks. That is about the most these films have in common. Mine is like Dorothy and stuff, because they did have like the original Dorothy in the beginning of Twisters. But there was no mention of how they got it, where it came from, whose idea it was. They never brought any of that up.
No, nothing at all. And actually, they even offered Helen Hunt a cameo role in the film, and she declined it for some reason.
I wish she would have at least done a cameo.
That would have been neat.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. They could have connected the films and just had a little
nostalgia. Just a little more connection. Granted, I thought the film was great on its own. I really have no complaints about the new film, honestly.
I don't either. It was a really good movie.
Yes.
It was a fun time.
Now, let's see. How did the critics like it? This got a Metacritic score of 68. I'm looking on IMDb for everything here, so give me a sec while I navigate this.
So back to Bill Paxton, his son in Twisters, he was the younger guy that was basically being asked to the hotel worker when they were trying to get out of the tornado.
Yeah.
That was Bill Paxton's son.
Was he the guy being the ass, or was he the hotel worker?
The guy being the ass.
I thought he was the hotel worker.
No, he was the angry hotel guest.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I was so wrong about that.
Pretty sure.
You might be right. I might be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. So this does have a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and like I said, a 68 Metascore, which I mean is pretty good.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's a little higher than average. I think.
Some of the graphics are definitely aged. They didn't age very well, but I'd say for the most part, this film still really kind of like the original Jurassic Park. There's a lot of it that stands out very well.
There is, and the director at the time, CGI was just starting to come around.
Yes,
and he tried his hardest not to touch that. They wanted to do as many practical effects as they could.
Yeah,
which kudos to that, and I still think it stands up to today.
And again, we were talking earlier. Can you even make a tornado without CG right now? Even to this day.
Yeah.
Granted, the movies are so heavily rely on CG these days, but you can't. I can't think of a way you could make it without being a cartoon or something or AI. But isn't AI like just a type of CG, in my opinion, at least?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they would make a tornado.
Yeah. Obviously, the new movie does use a lot more CG, just because a lot of movies do, especially in action sequences. But this one, they did really good. Like I said, there was one scene that just kind of took me out, and that was when Dr. Jonas's truck went up in the air and crash landed and blew up. It just looked like the most random little explosion that anyone would put in their little YouTube film. But again, I try to look at it through the lens of this was made in 1996, and honestly, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change a thing. Kind of like the original Star Wars. I wish they would have tampered with a lot of it.
I do the same here. Yeah.
I love movies. Imperfections as much as I love, especially something that has become nostalgic for me, for you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
you don't want to change those little things.
No, you don't.
That's part of the movie. That's what makes it great.
Yeah. So one fun fact I just had to share with Bill Paxton: he was the only actor to ever get killed by an alien, a Terminator, and a Predator.
I was discussing with you how I was going to start this podcast, and was
that going to be it?
That was good. That's what it was. I was going to say he's been killed by aliens, by predators, and by Terminators, but can Mother Nature kill him? Yeah. And no, it cannot.
No, it cannot.
Everything else can, but Mother Nature cannot.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yes, that is how I. You finally reminded me I should go back to the beginning and re-record. No, I'm not going to do that now. But yes, that's how I was going to start this.
That would have been a good opener.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Too bad I didn't remember it before we started the damn podcast. Right. So let's see. We had this is another movie for good vehicles. Not nearly as much as Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, of course. I will admit one thing. Speaking of vehicles, before you go into that, while watching the first Twister, that's the only thing that felt dated to me was the cars.
Yes.
The cars, you felt like you were in the 90s again.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun watching that.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm a big boater. I like boating big bodies of water, so a lot of times when you're on big bodies of water, you see a lot of older boats from the 60s, mostly 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
So when I watch a movie with older boats, to me that seems like it's almost modern day in a way.
Okay.
Watching a movie with these 90s cars, it feels like those are really old to me.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. But.
So we had our hero vehicle, which was a 1995 Dodge Ram 2500. Granted, throughout the film they used multiple different trucks. Not all of them were 2500s. And boy, did they abuse this truck.
Oh, they did.
This truck and this movie even kind of helped save Dodge, at least the Dodge Ram. Because in 1994, Dodge had the lowest truck sales they had ever had. And when they came out with this design, they had the best truck sales they had ever had.
Oh, really?
And this is one of my personal favorites. I had a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500, same body style. And it has been one of my favorite vehicles I've ever owned. And honestly, if I could find one in good enough shape, I'd probably get another one.
Nice. I actually had a 2002 Dodge Ram.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and that was honestly probably one of my favorite trucks.
Yeah, it was. They were well built. There's a lot of people who bitch about the transmissions, but I never had any major transmission issues.
I didn't either with mine. And just the interior had tons of storage room and stuff.
Yes.
More than my brand new Chevy does now.
Yeah. The worst part about them with age, the dashes on them, if you touch them too hard, they just break apart.
Oh, no.
That's something we're seeing these days, though, because, I mean, these trucks have been out for 30 years. You know?
They're old.
You had a 1985 Chevrolet Chevy van, a 1975 Chevrolet K10, a 1989 Chevy Suburban. I believe that was the one that Dr. Jonas was in. And all his little minions were driving around in 1996 Dodge Grand Caravans. Dodge, I believe, sponsored the film, or had a lot. They provided most of the vehicles for the film.
Yeah, I would say.
Part of the good guy crew, they had all sorts of things. They had a 1982 Ford F-150, a 1983 Ford LTD Country Squire. Dusty was... Okay, so the big van that the bad guy had was a 1975 GMC Transmode. That was like the big black van.
Okay.
And then Dusty was driving a 1985 GMC Vandura, which was the bus.
Okay.
And another personal favorite in this was Joe's 1981 Jeep J10 pickup, which is a really cool truck.
Yeah.
That is all the major cars in this. So nothing too crazy. And they continued that theme into the latest film with Dodge probably is like, hey, that's our film. We got to... As have you noticed, a lot of them were driving Dodges again in the new film.
28 years later.
Yes, yeah. And even our main character was driving a very beat-up Dodge Ram Dually 1-ton.
Yeah, that was an awesome truck.
That was, yeah.
I loved how he drove the thing right into the tornadoes.
Yes, that is one thing I did not expect out of that film.
Me neither.
Because in this, there was like, we don't want to get too close. We want to get close, but we want to get too close.
Yeah.
And of course, in that one, they're like, no, we're just going into
we're
it.
going right into the damn thing.
And yeah, and he had the freaking straps and just he had the augers, which realistically, augers don't work like that. They're not going to sink you into the ground. Augers just dig holes.
Yeah.
They don't suck you to the ground like that. But for movie's sake, it was entertaining.
Yeah,
it was fun.
The idea. Yeah.
No, this is a good film. Lots of fun. Good popcorn movie for both of them. Very good popcorn movies.
Yeah, agreed 100%.
There's not a whole lot of thought going into them other than if you know anything about the weather, which despite people trying to teach me I am so bad when it comes to clouds, I could not tell you one cloud from another. Unless it's going to frickin' rain or it's a tornado. I'll be like, yep, that for sure is a funnel cloud.
Yeah.
That's probably about the only time I could really tell you what each one is.
Yeah, and both these movies were filmed in Oklahoma. That's where the tornado belt is, the whole Midwest area.
Yep.
And I don't know, I never traveled out there in the springtime looking for tornadoes, but it'd be interesting to go out there and just witness one, I guess.
It would be... There was a short time in my life, and part of me still wants this. I think it'd be super cool to be a storm chaser. But
it would be neat. It'd be...
If I could, I might want to go on a... I'm sure you can pay so much to go be a part of it. Kind of like the one guy was in the second film, the news dude.
Oh, sure.
The British guy.
Yeah.
That would be... I might do something like that someday. That'd be cool.
That'd be super neat.
There's another movie where they have this specialized vehicle. The movie's about hurricanes, but it does kind of the same thing. And like it locks to the ground and it hunkers down, but it's reinforced everywhere.
Okay.
Like the whole thing kind of looks like a freaking crab, and it just hunkers down, and it can just deal with gale force winds and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And that's what a lot of storm chasers actually use, but they're very big and heavy vehicles. They're probably pretty slow comparatively.
Oh, that would make sense.
Lots of power, but really slow.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to drive these things super fast anyway because they're probably a little unstable.
True, yeah.
You might be pretty safe in them, because they are built to withstand hits.
Yeah.
And as long as you're strapped in, you're not going to roll around in it too much.
That's one thing watching Twister. I just, you think to yourself, when all this stuff gets sucked up in the air, they show it getting sucked up and people flying around. They don't show the aftermath too often. It's like, how bad would that be? You see your friend or just somebody get sucked up, flying around, and then what happens to them?
Yeah, you're going to find them.
That's not going to be a fun sight.
Yeah, that would be awful to find.
Yeah.
Well, I think...
I just couldn't imagine, though, getting sucked up into a tornado and just spinning around.
That was one of my... Along with the Predator, dinosaurs, yada, yada, yada. Scared the stupid kid things, That was... one of the things I was afraid of, as I was going to get sucked up into a tornado.
Kind of like the opening scene of Twisters.
Yes.
So that was a really good scene, but spoiler, a few people got sucked up in that one. That was just a scary, intense moment.
Yes.
Couldn't imagine that in real life.
Right? No, and I love how the movies feel so connected without being the same film.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, without any of the same actors or actresses.
Yeah, they tied it really well together, without, like you said, without any of that stuff connecting it. So one thing I found interesting about Twister is that it was one of the first movies to be released on DVD, and it was the last movie to be released on HD DVD.
No, really?
That was a short-lived... Yeah. And the sound is such heavy with bass, because of the twisters and everything.
Right.
That at the time when it was in the theaters, it destroyed a lot of the subwoofers.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I bet they were pissed.
I'm sure, yeah.
I guess... So the director on this pissed off the film crew so bad that towards the end of it, like, a lot of them quit, or like the main film crew quit.
Oh, really?
And they had to have other people come in, and even the director took it upon himself to just film a lot of scenes on his own.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, and that director, he hasn't directed many movies. He did the first Speed.
Yes.
Which, that's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, he was set to do the 98 Godzilla film, but I think he got pulled off of that to do this, or he decided to do this instead.
Oh, really? Okay.
I believe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I almost wonder how different it would have been, just because that film ended up being very CG heavy. And I'd say that's part of people's complaint about that film too, is the 98 Godzilla film was very CG heavy.
Yeah.
Without CG being, I don't even want to say CG still fully realized, but it's definitely a lot better these days than it was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, you got films like Avatar, which there are scenes within Avatar. It's hard to tell what's real and what's fake. Not all of it. They still haven't nailed people down. People are animals. Like, CG still doesn't... It still doesn't quite suspend that disbelief for me.
Yeah.
Close.
They'll get there one day, hopefully.
Yeah. Now, what I was impressed with like the new Avatar film was like the oceans and stuff. The oceans looked super real.
Those did, especially like the underwater scenes and stuff.
Yeah, that felt very real to me. Other than that, it still felt a bit more like a very expensive cartoon. Anything else on this? Anything major on this one, Sean?
So, one interesting thing is that the tornado at the end of the movie was an F5 category.
Yes.
And
the Fujita scale.
Yeah. Wind speeds can reach 261 to 308 miles per hour in the F5 category. Could you imagine that? Just that super powerful wind.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I think actors on this film spent a lot of time with like stuff in their eyes.
Probably.
Because of all the wind.
I'm surprised they weren't wearing goggles.
Yeah, right? I think even Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, there was some sort of light on there, because a lot of times when they were filming it, they were filming during just blue sky daytime, and they had to do something to make it look darker, but they had to use a certain kind of light. And I guess like Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt both got flashed by this light, and it burned their retinas a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they had to I guess I don't know if they were blinded for like 2 days, but they definitely like had to really watch their eyes
Ooh, that'd be
for
scary.
like 2 days. Yeah.
Well,
And how crazy would that be? Like, could you imagine filming something like this and now you're blinded for life? I mean, I know they didn't, luckily, but
yeah, but how
there's a
terrible
chance
that'd
it could have happened.
be. Yeah, that'd be terrible. There's a number of actors that turned on roles in this movie. Tom Hanks was the first choice to play Bill Paxton's character.
I think Bill Paxton was definitely the right call for this movie.
He was perfect for this one. And they also were considering Kevin Costner and Richard Gere and John Travolta.
Maybe. But yeah, I think Paxton was the right guy for this.
He was a good choice for this one.
And I'm sure you read this too. In 2017, after Bill Paxton died, a bunch of 200 different storm chasers went out and spelled BP with GPS trackers that blips on the radar in honor of him.
That's really cool.
I think it's super cool that this film, and hopefully the new film, inspired probably a lot of people to go into storm chasing and learning about the weather and tornadoes and just how this stuff works.
Which is really cool, and that's awesome if it did that for some
Yes,
people.
it amazes. What's awesome about films like this is it does inspire people to go out and have new dreams. Inspire some people to be storm chasers. Jurassic Park inspires some people to be paleontologists.
Exactly.
Star Wars may inspire someone to not necessarily be an astronaut, but work for NASA or learn or get into science. Just all sorts of cool stuff.
There is, and honestly, any disaster movie you could get inspired by or have stuff to learn about.
Yes.
Just by watching the film.
Yeah.
There was a lot of callbacks to The Wizard of Oz in this movie.
Yes. They...
I mean, having the main thing called Dorothy.
Right, yeah.
And then there's a flashback of Jo when she was younger having that dog.
Mm-hmm.
That dog was...
What was the dog's name?
Can you pause it for a second?
Oh, sure. All right, are we good? We're good now?
We're good now, yeah.
All right.
Pets interfering all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the main scientific instrument they use is named Dorothy.
Yeah.
From Wizard of Oz.
And the dog, you said the dog was the same style, or the same type of dog as Toto was? Yeah. We're having some technical difficulties here. Did you know that a jet engine from a Boeing 707 was used to generate the wind in some of the scenes?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we lost both Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, towards the end of Philip Seymour Hoffman's life, he was renowned as, a really good actor. And this was my first introduction to him, was this, and in him in the movie Along Came Polly.
I was just singing that, too.
So, when people were sitting there saying that he's, this well-renowned actor, I'm like, are we talking about the same Philip Seymour Hoffman? You mean the guy who was the guy who sharded himself? That was the first time I heard the word sharded.
Same here. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was playing basketball.
Yeah, and he was Dusty in this film, and just this which he played super well.
He did. And one thing I will admit, he was an incredible villain in Mission Impossible 3.
I did see that one.
He was really good.
Yes, he was.
And his last role was Hunger Games, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
If not, I think there might have been one other movie that came out around the same time. I definitely know the one Hunger Games movie was dedicated to him.
Okay.
Granted, I don't think there's a limit of how many movies could be dedicated to somebody.
Probably not.
Let's see. So I guess Joss Whedon did some writing on this film, but never was credited for it.
I read about that too, yeah. That was interesting. It's probably in his earlier days.
Right. I find it funny, too, that in this movie, instead of having, The Wizard of Oz play when they were at the movie theater, that they had The Shining playing.
That's a good call. That would have been funny if they would have had Wizard of Oz playing.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it had something to do with Warner Brothers owning the rights.
No, that could be.
And I also noticed some of the tornado sounds in this film. If you watch the Tremors movies at all, specifically Tremors 2 or Tremors 3, sounds were used for the shriekers in those films that was also used on the tornadoes.
Oh, really?
The shrieking sound. I don't know who used it first, but I looked into it just out of curiosity, and it was basically just because the same movies or the same company kind of helped work on both movies, and that's why you might have had some sounds crossing over here and there.
Okay.
Especially back then. I mean, granted, Twisters by far was a way more popular film than Tremors 2 was, or Tremors 3.
Yeah.
I don't know about Tremors 2, but I definitely know Tremors 3 was a straight-to-movie. Actually, it was like just at the time that we were going straight to DVD. The first time we started going straight to DVD
Okay.
as opposed to straight to VHS.
Yeah. Now it's straight to streaming.
Yeah. We don't even do straight to DVD hardly anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's who's streaming it first.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the box office, back in '96, Twister was the second highest movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the first movie? Do you know? Remember?
I'm not sure. I can see if I can find it real quick.
Well, in the meantime, what would you rate this, Sean? 1 out of 10.
I give this movie a 7 out of 10.
Awesome. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 myself. So again, we are pretty close with a lot of this.
We are. Back to before Independence Day was the biggest money maker.
That makes sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That was definitely a way bigger film that year than this was. But still, seeing as this was a runner-up, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely Twister and Twisters. They're both a lot of fun disaster movies.
Yeah.
Good movie to watch this time of the year, spring, summer.
Yeah, and that's kind of what made me think of it, was like, this is kind of a go-to movie for me this time of year. You and I are kind of the same, like, hey, it's this time of year, I have a go-to movie for this season or this holiday.
Exactly.
I mean, of course, everyone has, like, Christmas movies, which lots of people do that, but
Yeah.
I seem to have one for every, like, kind of like you, like, every season I have kind of my go-to film.
Yeah.
Like, pretty soon I'm going to be starting my motorcycling season, and I have a few movies for my motorcycling season, but I have one that stands out in particular that which I'm sure we will get here to in the near future.
Nice.
So I think that's all I really have to say on this film.
Yeah, same here. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Good movies.
Yes, both of them. If you have not seen either one, I would see both of them. Again, and you can watch them in any order you want. There isn't much connection between them, so...
Yeah, no, you could watch the second one and not be lost.
Yeah, if you like newer films, you're definitely going to like the newer one better. You'll probably like the effects a little better just because it is more updated.
And if you like Glenn Powell, he's in it.
I mean, yeah, Glenn Powell, he is a very good-looking man and actually a very entertaining person.
He is, and he looks like he'd be a super nice guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a part that I didn't like him in so far.
Yeah.
So, well, that is a wrap on Twister, 1996. What are we watching next, Sean?
So our next film is going to be, we're going to go back even older. We're going to go back to 1976, and we're going to do our next podcast episode on Rocky.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm excited for this one.
It has been forever since I've seen Rocky. Forever. My dad was he loved boxing. And Rocky was one of his favorite films.
Awesome.
He liked all the Rocky films, but Rocky was definitely one of his favorite films.
Nice.
So, until next time, Sean, we will see you later.
Sounds good.
So, do you like weather?